This is the land of Vikings, and with the Yallar horn bellowing throughout U.S. Bank Stadium, a Nordic nation of 70,000 strong rises up with a cry of Skål to usher two teams into battle. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup. Two teams sitting above 500 in the early season, but only one will stay that way as we're off in week 4. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jaden Daniels.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result. So expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
First down.
Daniels now on first down. He finds his running back, Henderson. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
To number 24. A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
Daniels setting up the play action. Brought in right side. And this one does not go far. 6 yards to go here. It's third down.
Brings up third and 6.
He'll air it out on third. Dumps it off to his running back. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. Jordan Stout's headed out to punt it away on 4. Coming off a busy week, 5 punts in the loss, and he sends this one away. So we'll see the Vikings offense now for the first time. And bringing them out now, a quarterback who really knows how to make something exciting happen.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here. What he was able to do in support of that win. Last run got him 3. Here's second and 7. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. It's caught. This is Lad McConkey. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
A gain of 10 yards.
It's a design boot. Caught by his back. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4 at the 39-yard line.
They're throwing it. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Intended for number 86.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Brings up third down and 4.
Back to throw. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on third down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. Fourth down coming up. And a fair catch made here at the 17. All right, working from the gun to Suggs. First and 10.
At their own 17-yard line.
Starting on the ground with Henderson. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive. Last one got him 7. Here comes second and 3. Daniels back to throw. Setting up the screen with Henderson. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line. Vikings in the dime on third down, 6 DBs out there. They'll throw, third and long. He lobs this one up, looking deep to the right side. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it, but couldn't connect. And now they're stuck facing fourth down. Jordan Stout on now to punt. And he's calling for a fair catch, which is made at the 33-yard line. So they'll head up here, first and 10 from the 34. Minnesota all set to go for its second drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 now from the 46.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here's the handoff. His charge towards the line. It's right around 3 yards. 4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6.
4. It's now 2nd and 6.
They give it to him again. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Throwing from the gun here. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And this is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
It's a gain of 33.
They'll try and punch it in. When he gets in, touchdown! The Vikings take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. Return coming from the 6. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. All right, the Washington offense is set. Here comes 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game. For the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Short pass brought in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Complete to number 80.
So now here's 3rd and 5.
Gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. The Commanders ready for the punt. Jordan Stout's the one to send it away. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. Fields this clean at the 30. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. They're going play action. There's pressure, and he's going to be dropped. Well done by the Commanders' defense. In a real troublesome spot here, Brock. That sack has him set up 2nd down and 21.
2nd and 21 at the 26-yard line.
Setting up to throw. Throwing the out route, complete. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. Got to figure out this 3rd down here. 3rd and long for him here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Commanders to the line now, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Henderson. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. One loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
They're going to throw out of the gun. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. More from U.S. Bank Stadium after the break. Time now for the 2nd quarter. Commanders in possession. They're looking at 3rd and 6 here. Throw here, 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. He'll have the 1st down and even more. And he is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders can tie it up in a second after cutting into the lead. That one right down the middle. And the Commanders tie this game 7-7. We we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Has this at the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25.
First and 10.
Vikings to the line now. Here's first and 10. Now throw to start the drive. The catch is made near the edge. And this one's only going to pick up a couple before he heads out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 27-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up second and 7.
Throwing on second. Finds his back complete. And he's brought down at the line. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now.
3rd and 6.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. Deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. The Vikings getting their punt team out. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Has some daylight through the 40. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10. Play fake here. Daniels. Called in. The ball is loose. Oh, the fumble jumps out of bounds. What a break there for the offense.
Out of bounds. The offense retains possession.
This is Henderson on 2nd down. Into enemy territory and a yard at most from the 1st. That brings up 3rd down.
Midfield to the 49-yard line. A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's
Sticking with Henderson. They sent him right up the gut, but he wasn't able to get anywhere. The defense braced for impact, and they made the stop. It's 4th down. Wow, beautiful punt there. They have them backed up all the way to the 2-yard line. Working from his end zone. Tight end reels in a shallow throw. And he's up to the 7-yard line as he gets all down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 7-yard line.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Dumped off to his running back. And he has it up to the 9-yard line before going down. Defense with an excellent opportunity and a stop here on 3rd down. He's going to throw it. Oh, he's going to run for it. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
They go play action on 1st down. Cut out left. And he'll get it up to the 44. 5 still to go here. This is 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 44-yard line.
Out of the shotgun. They'll give it to him inside. And he's all the way across midfield down inside that 45-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 43.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Nowhere open on that play, so he's going to chuck this to another county. After the incompletion, they come up on 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
He's dropping back to throw. To the right and pulled in by McConkey. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 11. That's another.
Here's a throw. That's low and bounces short of his man. 2nd and 10 now from the 32 after the incompletion.
Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Sticking to the air here. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Intended for Chimray DK. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down.
They'll throw, 3rd and long.
To go.
Connects on the crosser. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He surges ahead for 5. Make it 2nd down.
Tackle made at the 9-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Back-to-back carries here. And he'll bring it to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings take a second quarter lead. That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings break that tie and now lead by 7. The Vikings have it teed up and play resumes with the kick. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. First call here coming from the shotgun. Shotgun handoff to Henderson. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Offense to the line. Second down. Staying on the ground here with Henderson. Second down run, good for 4. That brings up third down. Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line.
5 yards on the play.
Daniels throwing on third.
Third down.
Lofts it deep right side. The defender was ready for that one to make a play on it. Knocked it away, forcing fourth down. Here's Jordan Stouts coming on again to punt. The fair catch taken in at the 28-yard line. Minnesota into formation. It's 1st and 10.
At their own 29-yard line.
They'll throw to begin this drive. Quick slant. Here's McConkey. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. So it's going to be 2nd and about 4 on the other side of this 2-minute warning. It's the Vikings holding the lead at U.S. Bank Stadium. Takes the second down snap. Stepping up, and he's going to run. And he'll get it up to the 44. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
First down.
Blown back, it's the handoff. And he's going to work it ahead for about 3. Second down coming up.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Looking to throw here. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play. Now it's third down.
Brings up third down.
To the air on 3rd and long. Got TK. Complete. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Signals, and looks like we've got a timeout before that first down play. 1st and 10 from the 43.
1st and 10 at the 43.
Work to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
To Lad McConkey.
They design this off left tackle. He's still going at the 30. And he's going to be stopped, but not before he gets it down to the 14. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone on 1st. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1.
At the 5-yard line.
They'll work against the blitz. And this finds him in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings will add to their lead at the end of the half. Lad McConkey with a touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Vikings double their lead to 14. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. Man in motion, headed right. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And this play reaches the 35 before it comes to an end. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Washington.
Back to throw it. Caught quickly on the slant. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. Washington calls it second timeout.
And the Washington first down.
He'll throw it. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. His final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. Gonna have to make those halftime adjustments on the fly. We're skipping right through to the starts of the third quarter. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the run back at the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Vikings to the line now. Here's first and 10. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. We'll try something else from the 27 this time. Second and 10. They're going to try and throw it here. Downfield, and he has McConkey. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. That one goes for 31 yards. And the Vikings are going to have a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were. The QB just nailed it.
Well, it's 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
Another carry for him. And this will only complicate matters with third down, partner. They're sent backwards.
Down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard on the play. It's now third down and 4.
He's going to throw this one. That one's good to McConkey. And Mike Tomlin never afraid to tell the officials how he feels, and he's got the challenge flag out. We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
Well, that didn't break out how they thought it would, and they're going to lose the first of their 3 timeouts for their trouble. Throwing now on first down. Short pass brought in. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. Just a yard left to go on second down.
Brings up second and 1.
Back now, pressure coming. Brought in. And we might be close to this lead growing again. That play gives him a first and goal.
That's another Vikings first down. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Well, we have seen the value of a big physical tight end. Just like that. Those post routes downfield, so hard to defend. The great tight ends, the physical tight ends, it's almost as if they're posting up on...
And this finds him in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. The Vikings grow the lead coming out at halftime. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings stretch their lead to 21. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
Takes over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. He finds his running back, Henderson. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 and the 31. This is 2nd and 6 coming up.
2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
Out of the gun, Daniels. Complete out to the right side.
It's a gain of 6.
They'll stop him here, but not before he gets out to the 47-yard line.
Washington, first down.
Throwing on first down, Daniels. Complete out to the right. He's forced down bounds after picking up about 7. 2nd and 3 now.
Out of bounds at the 46-yard line. It's a gain.
Throw again, it's Daniels.
2nd and
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
forced to the ground and incomplete. It's 3rd down.
Daniels is going to throw again.
3 yards to go.
Escapes the pocket. He's going to run for it. Gets it to the 15. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
That's good for a Commanders first down.
Trying to run it in. It's Henderson. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a
8 yards to go as they get set on 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Throws caught. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. They need a touchdown here as they line up for 3rd and goal.
yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
Daniels. And he makes the play at full extension. That's a touchdown. The Commanders start the 2nd half with some needed points. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes.
The kicker
I think yes on both of them. I mean, that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
That one right down the middle. And the Commanders get it back to a 14-point game.
Commanders 14.
Stouts all set to send this one away. Return coming from the 6. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. The Vikings taking the field on offense. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And gets a few on the plunge forward.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. And lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Back to the well again. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
50-yard line.
That result right there is why coaches all across all levels of football on defense talk about good, solid tackling, Kate. It's not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when you can bring a guy down, you're able to and keep them from piling on those yards.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play. Jarring loose, incomplete.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This kid's down inside the 35-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34. Back to throw. Jump off, caught by his back. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 34-yard line.
The give here on 2nd. He dodged the tackle. Ooh, got him close to the line of the game. Down to the 25, 3rd and maybe a yard.
So much to like about about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run, crossing that first down marker.
Just 1 yard there. Now a tough call to make on 4th and short inside of field goal range. That field goal unit is still on the sidelines. They are going for this. They're going to throw for it on 4th. He drops it. Another pick slips through their hands, but this time, Brock, they're still getting the football off the turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Daniels now on 1st down. He can run it. And his slide puts a bow on this play after a gain of about 6.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 2.
It's 3rd and 2. Now Daniels. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up. On now comes their punter. And this is the 5th time he's been called upon today. And that return's going to come to a close as we reach the end of our quarter. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the 3rd quarter. The Vikings hold both a football and a solid lead as they try to close this one out. Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10. Now throw to start the drive. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the 31-yard line.
Short side option here. He's running left. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. They get 19 on that pickup. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Escapes out to the left. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to her. And this is going to get them all the way to the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota. They give it to him again. Saw the lane, hit it quick, call that a gain of 7. Nicely done.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he can do like we just saw.
This is going to be play number 8 of this drive as they set up for 3rd and 5. That one connects. And this does not get it. Looking short field, but the defender is there to force this 4th down.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or 2 short for the 1st down.
In his 11th year, still knocking him through. And that makes this a 3-score game.
I think you can call this one. This field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable type of deficit here in the final quarter.
This return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Commanders set to take over. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. First call here coming from the shotgun. To throw, Daniels. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that'll bring up second down. Looking now from the gun. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. Daniels hit, he lost the football. It's picked out by the Vikings, going the other way. Well, they can't add anything after that recovery, partner, but they do take possession of the football.
There are so many fundamental details playing the quarterback position, especially in the pocket. But you get loose, you make a nice little run, you get in the open field, you gotta have the fundamentals to tuck that ball away. QB doesn't, defender knocks it out. Huge turn of events.
The Vikings now set to take the field. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. On first down, they'll run. And they drop him after just a yard. Second down.
Taken down at the 41. A gain of a yard.
They'll go play action.
Brings up second and 9.
He just keeps finding McConkey. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. All set now. First and 10.
It's a gain of 22 yards. And the Vikings first down.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he comes through big here. 9 yards and second down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches.
Trying to throw this from the gun. This one's caught. And he couldn't get much there, but what he did get was absolutely crucial. That makes it first and goal.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground. No, he is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal.
Down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 1. Brings up second and
Now
goal.
he'll throw off the play fake. Finds a man right side. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
To number 88.
2 yards standing between this unit and 6. Here's third and goal.
Third and goal.
Here we go, right up the gut. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Vikings keep adding to that fourth-quarter lead. That one splits the uprights. And the Vikings make it a 24-point ball game. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. Has this at the 6. He's stopped on the run back to the 27. Now comes the Commander offense for another series. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. On first down, here's Daniels. Connects on the crosser. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strip. One play in, and they are already close to midfield. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. A little off center. His man just couldn't adjust to it. After the incomplete pass, here comes second and 10. Daniels now. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down.
Third down and 10.
Again, Daniels to the air. He's going to loft one deep to the left. So the coverage holds up on the deep ball. That's going to force fourth down. They're going to go for it here, trailing in the 4th. Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
It's a turnover on downs.
They'll run here on first down. There he goes again. from the 8. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. Gets at the 25-yard line. Loading up on the left. It's going to be trips to that side. Here's 1st and 10. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. Their failure on 4th down was answered by a touchdown, so they're really going to need to rebuild some momentum as they take the field once again.
Out of bounds at the 27-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up
Daniels back to throw. Drop this to Henderson underneath. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. It's the 2-minute warning here in Minneapolis.
Makes it 3rd and
Commanders just want to get out of here with how this one is gone. Here he is on 3rd and short. Complete beyond the marker. They're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
To throw again, it's Daniels. Completed over the middle. And he'll get this through the midfield stripe, but starts pushing into Vikings territory.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
This is Henderson on 2nd down. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
A gain of 9 yards.
They'll come up on 1st and 10.
Washington, 1st down. A gain of 9 yards. 1st down.
Daniels off the play action. Finds his fullback. And they bring him down around the 34.
Complete to number
2nd and 6 coming up here.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
On the draw, this is Henderson. And he's down very close to that first, but looks like he is stopped just in time after a gain of 4. So they are indeed kings in the north as the Vikings win it at home. And this thing of losing such a close one the week before, apparently still at the forefront of their minds. They got out there and rebounded nicely with a win this week.